Hey guys, welcome. It's another Wednesday night. I am Paul D'Souza. I'm one of the co-founders of iCoinPro, and tonight do we have something awesome in store for you. So I'm here together with Justin Clark, and we have two special guests that we're going to be hearing from a little bit later in the show. And tonight we're changing it up a little bit. I've never done this before. We normally stick to the same type of program, but listen, we've just seen Bitcoin reach $93,400 for one Bitcoin. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to put a little something together to kind of let people know what was going on with Bitcoin, what has led up to this. So I put something together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to do a little presentation for you guys, and then we're going to continue with our business overview the way that we normally do. And you guys are going to be hearing from Justin. He's got a lot of things to say, and then we're going to be hearing from our two special guests. We got John with us, and he's all the way from Florida. And Cliff's with us. He's been here before. They've both been on the show before. Cliff's all the way from Arizona. So we're going to be hearing from them a little bit later. But let's just get this party started. Guys, first thing I need you to do is drop a few comments. Let us know where you are watching from. We are a global, worldwide company. I know that there are people tuning in from various parts of the planet. Drop a comment. Let us know exactly where you are. We will put your comments up here. There we go. So yes, please just do let us know where you're from. We love knowing where people are tuning in from. But while you guys are doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to get into this because I'm sure a lot of people are wondering what has led up to this $93,000 Bitcoin. Right?
Paul, can I say one thing really quick before you jump into that? And it's wild. I was talking about it this morning when I did the morning market analysis, which we do on our channel every single day. So if anybody wants to get those, we look at the crypto markets, we look at Bitcoin, everything that's happening, right? And you can get those live. Subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Facebook. But it's so funny to me, Paul, we've been doing this together since 2017. You were in crypto even before that. How everybody's pumped. People are talking to me. I got AC. I had a guy here for AC. He's talking to me about Bitcoin. And it's that old meme you see of there's two doors, right? And there's a door of Bitcoin at 15,000 and there's a door of Bitcoin at 93,000. And everybody's lining up to the $93,000 door. When if they knew how to trade, if they knew what we teach, they'd be looking at it a lot, closer at the $15,000 door. But anyway, it's just so funny to me how people are like that. They want to buy when it's exciting, but good trading is buying when everybody's disgusted and doesn't want to have anything to do with it. So back to you, Paul.
Right. Hey, look at this. We got people from all over the world. We got Paul Gibbons Gibby in the house, live from the UK. Lise Kramer, welcome. Not sure where you from, Lise. And then JT all the way from South Africa. Well, guys, keep those comments coming. We love hearing from you guys. But let me get the show on the road and pull out what I have prepared for you guys here tonight, because we're going to be discussing how we got to a $93,000 Bitcoin. Right. Can you see my screen?
Justin, yes. Looking good. Looking good.
All right, guys. So what is going on with Bitcoin? In order to understand what Bitcoin is doing, it helps to know what has happened in the past. So we need to take a quick look at the history of Bitcoin. In 2008, the global economy crashed due to the real estate collapse. Later that year, an anonymous figure, Satoshi Nakamoto, introduced the Bitcoin white paper, presenting a global currency beyond government and bank control. They did so because they clearly saw problems with our financial system, such as centralized control by banks, lack of transparency, high transaction fees, manipulation, and vulnerability to economic crashes such as the one the world had just witnessed. In 2009, the Bitcoin network was up and running, and in 2010, the first notable transaction took place where a programmer named Laszlo bought 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoins, giving the currency a value. And in 2012, the Bitcoin network experienced its first halving, an event that happens every 4 years, reducing the supply of Bitcoin by half every time it occurs. This starts creating scarcity. 9 months later, Bitcoin entered a significant bull run, taking the price as high as $1,100 before dropping all the way down to $200 in the multi-year bear market that followed. 2016, Bitcoin started getting noticed, and we saw another halving, followed by almost 11 months later by a bull run that took Bitcoin all the way up to almost $20,000 in 2017 and down to $3,500 in the bear market that lasted until 2019. By 2020, some institutions had started taking Bitcoin seriously and got involved. Another halving took place, followed by some months later by another bull run, and Bitcoin reached a peak of over $69,000, which subsequently tumbled all the way down to $15,500. Analysts observed a pattern where 9 to 15 months after a halving, Bitcoin would enter into a bull run and break previous all-time highs. Was the same thing about to happen in 2024? The answer is no. 2024 is different, very, very different. So enter the Bitcoin ETF. So what exactly is a Bitcoin ETF? A Bitcoin ETF is an exchange-traded fund that allows Bitcoin to be traded on a stock exchange via a fund. This allows average investors to invest into Bitcoin without having to set up wallets, have an exchange account, or deal with the nuances of Bitcoin. It's an easy, hassle-free way for people to invest in Bitcoin. The first spot ETF was approved in January 2024, which was met with much enthusiasm, and Bitcoin rallied to $73,000 by March 2024. Everyone thought that this was the 2024 bull run, but the halving hadn't even taken place yet. That only happened on April the 19th, 2024. It would appear that the new all-time high of $73,000 had nothing to do with the halving and everything to do with the ETFs that were now trading on the stock exchange. Bitcoin was now on Wall Street, and the entire world was sitting up to take notice. The 2024 presidential election saw President Donald Trump announce that should he win, he would build a Bitcoin reserve and would make the USA the crypto capital of the world. Now, in the week following President Trump's victory, we saw a new all-time high of $93,000 for one Bitcoin. Did the halving and pending bull run have anything to do with this? Again, no. Analysts are still speculating what has caused this, but here is what we do know. BlackRock's spot ETF has ballooned to $40 billion, and all Bitcoin ETFs combined are at a staggering $94 billion as of today. Companies such as Tesla, MicroStrategy, MDH, Galaxy Digital, and many others have disclosed that they hold Bitcoin on their books. China, the UK, El Salvador, Finland, Bulgaria, and other countries have disclosed that they too hold Bitcoin on their books. And if history repeats itself, then the bull run of 2024 isn't even due for another couple of months. Since the announcement of President Trump's victory, there's been a noticeable and extremely large buys happening on exchanges. So who could be buying? Speculation on social media suggests an unnamed possible Middle Eastern country buying a lot of Bitcoin. But could there be something else at play? There's a strong possibility that since the USA will have a Bitcoin reserve, and while it's only going to happen next year, other countries are going to try and front-run the US. Institutions with less red tape are going to try and front-run the countries, and retail with no red tape at all is going to try and front-run everyone. It's become the next arms race. In trading and investing terms, front-running is knowing what someone else is going to do, and you do it before they do, leaving them to pay the higher price. Now, remember those ETFs we spoke about? Well, in order to have a spot ETF, it means a company such as BlackRock needs to hold that Bitcoin, which means that they have to buy it from somewhere. To date, Bitcoin ETFs have been buying OTC, over the counter, from miners. Part of the problem here is that miners do not have an unlimited supply. And remember that halving thing I spoke about, where the supply of Bitcoin drops by half every 4 years? The miners cannot keep up the supply. So if the miners have run dry, where are the ETFs buying from? Exchanges? Crypto analytics companies Glassnode and CryptoQuant have noticed steady outflows from exchanges, meaning that the exchanges are possibly running dry too now. We may be experiencing a supply shock where the supply of Bitcoin is dwindling, coupled together with the fact that the miners are just about sold out and a huge demand from institutions, countries, and retail is putting demand on the availability of Bitcoin on exchanges. So what now? Right now, we are in uncharted territory and no one knows what's going to happen. While we may not be able to suggest or advise you to invest, we can, however, tell you that there are a few ways to capitalize. Mining, but that requires too much of an investment. Getting paid in Bitcoin, but what happens if it drops and your salary is now less? Buying outright could be risky. We have no idea which way the market is going. Trading, well, now we're talking. You set your hours, you're in control, it's easy to learn, and it's the only way that you can compound your earnings. And trading is something that iCoinPro is great at. And the events I just pointed out are going to bring massive volatility, which we at iCoinPro love because it gives us the most amazing trades. Now on to the rest of our presentation. Thank you for watching. So guys, that's just basically, just a quick recap of what has led us up to here. And now we're hovering around $90,000 at the moment. Now we can kind of understand what has sort of brought this about. It had nothing to do with the halving. It had nothing to do with like a bull run, because if you look at history, we are not in the bull run phase yet. But right now, nobody knows which way it's going to go. Okay, so people don't know, should they invest or should they sell now? Like, is it a good time to sell? People are asking, is it a good time to buy? We at iCoinPro don't care. And I'll tell you why. Because we trade, all right? And the way that we trade, okay, we love the volatility. Justin's going to speak about it in a minute. But now, about a little bit about iCoinPro. You guys probably heard my story before. I'm not going to touch on it too much, other than the fact that I was introduced to crypto in really the early days. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. And then it was explained to me a year later. Didn't get it again. And then it was only a couple of years later when I really when I needed Bitcoin, then I started paying attention to it. And well, what had happened was PayPal had shut my account down. I had no way of being able to send and receive money. So spoke to a friend of mine, said to him, this Bitcoin thing, can I use it to send and receive money? He said to me, it is money. I started looking deeper into it, got super excited. I told Justin, okay, because he wanted to buy some advertising from me. I said to him, pay me with Bitcoin. And he was like, man, what's this Bitcoin? Like, he was not interested. He was super opposed. And then he dug into it, got super excited, and decided that he's going to find a way to be able to trade this Bitcoin thing. And after much trial and error, came back and told me that he had found a way that he sees a certain pattern, and when he trades it, he doesn't lose his trade. So we decided then and then that we have an opportunity where we could help a lot of people, teaching them how to trade, okay? But also we could teach them what crypto was all about, where it was going, where it had come from, why did it exist, what was wrong with money, and all these things. And that's exactly what we do at iCoinPro. On the one side, we have our educational side where we focus just on education. We teach you all about wallets. We teach you about crypto, blockchain, block explorers, and so on. And the other side is where we teach you how to trade using something called the micro profit system, which is the system that Justin put together. Okay, we've also got our own software. We've got two amazing pieces of software. One of them is called the Trade Finder, and what it does exactly what its name suggests, it finds trades for you. And our other piece of software is called our trading portal. This is kind of like a one-stop place where you can view your charts. We teach you how to understand what is happening on those charts, and it has the Trade Finder and all the associated tools built into one single interface. And it really takes all the heavy lifting out of trading. Now, we've been doing this since 2017, and we just keep adding new and more amazing stuff to it to give you guys the best experience ever. Okay, our goal is to build an army of traders. That's what we want to do. We want to be able to set people free and teach them the ability to make money on demand. And when you become a member with iCoinPro, you too are going to be able to pick up the skill that you can take anywhere in the world with you, so that you too can make money on demand, set your own hours, and live the life that you deserve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask my partner in crime, Mr. Justin Clark, to come on out and give you his take on the events that happened and so on. Justin, come on out. Tell everybody about yourself.
Yeah, it's funny. It's great, understanding that history and how crypto has become so mainstream now, right? But what's also weird though, Paul, even with all of that, it's still in its, I believe its beginning phase. I mean, most people don't know about crypto. It's still not that easy to use yet, to be honest with you. For the average person, it's not that easy to use. So there's so much room for improvement in this whole crypto universe. So anybody who's here who's listening, like if you're worried about missing the boat or something like that, I still feel like the boat hasn't even been built. You're like right at the dawn of time. And the cool thing about what we do, as Paul mentioned, like I remember when Bitcoin hit $20,000, okay, back in, what was that, 2017 to early 2018. And it was amazing. Actually, I think it was December 2017, if my memory is serving me properly. So it hit $20,000, and then it started to begin its bear cycle. And I remember people investing, Paul, right? Trying to like buy, oh, it dipped. All right, well, it always comes back. So I'm going to buy some more, and I'm going to buy some more. I remember hearing of one guy who invested his entire life savings in Bitcoin, probably about $18,000 at that point. And you know what he did? He sold it all, lost almost his entire life savings when it went all the way back to about $3,000. And that's a bitter pill to swallow, especially today, considering that we're at $93,000, right? So here's the challenge, and here's the beauty of what we do. We don't care if Bitcoin goes to 100,000 or to 1,000. Okay, the opportunity remains no matter what for us. Okay, if I've told people, and please listen to me. There's only two ways to do markets, in my humble opinion. And again, none of this is investment advice. Please see all the disclaimers. But there's only two ways to do markets. All right. The first way is you find something you believe in, like Bitcoin or something else, that a good company, you want to buy their stock, and you have to be prepared to buy that stock and ride it all the way practically to the grave. If it goes down 85, 90% because you believe in it so much, you're just going to buy more when it's 85, 90% down from where you bought it, right? And your idea is your time horizon for profit is decades, not next week, not 2 months, okay? It's decades, all right? And that's one way to do it. That's investing and dollar cost averaging, okay? The only other way that I've seen people have success is how we do it, which is small profits compounded over time. Sometimes we sell our trades and it goes way up, but guess what? Sometimes we sell our trades and it goes way down. And there's one thing that's fascinating about a lot of these bull cycles or these spurts where the market moves up rapidly. They're short in duration, but guess what? The downside after is generally much, much longer, okay? Like years, okay? And we continue to increase our balances during that time when the crypto markets are decreasing and decreasing and decreasing, whereas everybody else relies on that short spurt of activity to watch their portfolios go way, way up. And then at some point we hit the top, right? Somebody's going to buy the top, all right, of that cycle. And then you have to hold on for a long time and pray to the crypto gods that things go higher again. All right. So the great thing about what we teach is we teach you a simple, easy system. Like today, I've made about $770 trading so far today. What's so nice about that with the system, and thank you, the portal, and I even missed a 45% potential profit trade in what was it? It was about an hour, Paul, on that Maple coin today. That I just was actually making dinner and I got the alert. I just didn't look at it, and I could kick myself now because that's massive. I mean, almost 50%, our system found that trade today. So anyway, but even without that, I still made, almost $800. But the cool thing about this is when I wake up tomorrow, no matter what Bitcoin does, I've still got that $770 in my account, right? It's still worth the same. And then the next day when I do more and do more trades, I continue to compound and compound and compound. And I find it very stress-free. All right. We have a very low stress way of trading in these markets. Once you learn it and you apply it, It is tremendously, tremendously effective, and it's actually kind of fun. But holding on to stuff and holding through that decade-long thing, you have to have a certain mindset. You have to be ready for it. And if you're here in crypto to make fast money, you trying to do it by buying Bitcoin at $93,000 may not be your best move, okay? Because even if it goes to 100,000, that's only a 7% gain. If you get $100, you ain't getting rich. That's only $7, right? So if you learn to trade, all right, there's tremendous, tremendous opportunity, and you can take $100 or $1,000 and compound that over time. And no matter what happens to the market, you can learn to continue to increase that over and over and over again. And that is what we have to offer. So, Paul, you know, I normally I talk a bit more about you know, my history here, but I love that presentation that you had tonight. It is all about the product. It's all about trading. We have the tools, we have the community, we have the software, we have the proven track record. It's all here, and it all begins. Listen, you don't even need to you know, take my word for it. Just do the free boot camp. Okay, you can go through that in 40 minutes tonight. By the time you're through that, you'll be able to make a decision whether you want to sign up or not. And what's also awesome, we've got a dual income opportunity. All right, not only can you just use this freaking system and trade and absolutely crush it in these markets consistently, whether we're in a bull market and Bitcoin's going to 100K, or we're in a bear market and Bitcoin's retracing to, you know, the depths of hell, which has happened many, many times. Okay. One of the weird things about markets is the top never feels like the top. The bottom never feels like the bottom, right? When it's at the top, it feels like it's just going to go up forever, and then it doesn't. And when it's at the bottom, it feels like it's going to go down forever, and then it doesn't, right? So trying to guess the top and the bottom is a fool's errand. You either have to be somebody who, as I said, invests whether it goes down 85%, you just keep buying because you believe in it so much, or you learn how to trade with a simple system in our 1 week course that we have. You can learn how to trade this system in 1 week now, which is amazing because, you know, this is over 7 years, almost 8 years of development. And we boiled all of that down into a simple 1 week course you can do. You can bang it out in 2 days if you want to just seriously do it and then get started trading. So with all of that said, we have that dual income opportunity here. Again, trade with the system. You can also build a network, earn, you know, full-time incomes from both aspects of it, and combine them, right? You don't have to rely on just a network you're building here. You can actually just trade and use the product. Even if you're a terrible recruiter or you're a terrible marketer, you can actually profit in this. And that's why I think this is one of the most unique opportunities that network marketing has ever seen, Paul, because you can just use this product. It's 40, 50 bucks a month, which is nothing. That's eaten out one time. And you can make way more than that in a single trade, in a single day of trading with the system. As you grow your balance, you can potentially make a full-time income. So I think it's a steal at 40, 50 bucks. So with that, Paul, though, I really want to hear from Cliff and also John, because they have amazing stories. And I really want to turn it over to you so we can bring them out. They can share their stories, and we can hear their journeys with iCoinPro and the micro profit system. Paul, you've probably got amazing things to say, but you're muted right now. So,
and I was going so well. Yeah. I don't know why I keep making that mistake. It's probably because it's 2 o'clock in the morning for me.
Could be.
But anyway, right. So we have two awesome special guests. They've both been on the show here before. And I am going to start with John. John is from Florida. He's a multiple entrepreneur, and he's a pastor. And he got into he got into crypto and made it his home. And he trades up an absolute storm. John, come on out. Introduce yourself and just tell everybody a little bit about you and your journey.
Awesome. Thank you, Paul. I also want to thank you as well as Justin for all the time that you guys take to put into this and to continue to pour into the community. It definitely does not go unnoticed. You guys show up every single day, and it's just incredible. So thank you so much for what you're doing here with iCoinPro. Yeah, so my name is John, and I'm a minister as well as an entrepreneur. A couple of years ago, I got involved in crypto, specific to the what I refer to now as the prematurely ending programs, right? And these are the types of things that promise you the world, and they don't necessarily last forever. So my goal was to try to figure out strategies to help people leverage different strategies like diversification and things like that. Unfortunately, I just realized that it was just too risky anymore, and I needed something more solid. And so I got involved in actually Forex, and was using bots to trade. I have no idea, had no idea how, at that time, how to trade, but the bots were working, and things were going well until they weren't. And it was just one of those things where it's like, man, I really, really got to find something where we can gain control over this industry. And so it was really an interesting, it was an interesting timing. I had a young lady inbox me asking me for something, a bit of information regarding something that I was sharing. And I didn't know who she was. And I looked at her profile, and on her profile, she had a landing page to iCoinPro. And I actually began to watch the video, and I just said to myself, this looks really interesting. I said, please tell me more. And that's how I got in. I got signed up by somebody that I don't even know who they are. How's that for you, right? And so, what it is speaks for itself. And I'm the type of person where I want to help people to be empowered, to take control, to be able to not have to, fund these prematurely ending programs, but rather to really be able to take control of their future. I call, crypto the modern day gold rush. I absolutely believe it. And it was my personal opinion until you get companies like BlackRock, the largest asset management company in the world, putting billions of dollars into Bitcoin ETFs and things like this. And they're also talking about how even the US dollar is on the verge of a collapse, a potential collapse. They said imminent in their article on Forbes. But, I believe crypto is the future, and I believe it has the possibility to outlast even traditional currencies. And because of that, I think that it is the future. And I think that the more people that we can get on board and empowered to get into this space and to have control through iCoinPro, training them these strategies, they'll be able to take control of their future. One of the things I love about iCoinPro is the affordability. You can't get better than the free trial on affordability. But even beyond that, the ability to get this program for the price point is incredible. You guys have been in business since 2017, and so you've only just made it better every year for my entry when I came in, and of course the people that I bring in. The other aspect that I really like about it is the community. The community in iCoinPro is second to none. You get the support. There's multiple places to do that with the forum and the Facebook group. But just to see everybody showing up every single day, posting their trade results, posting their wins, talking about the victories and what iCoinPro has done for them, and it keeps the energy going, and I couldn't be more excited to be a part of it. Again, the software. I was actually thinking about this while Paul was speaking. The software that they have built with this custom software, I don't know why these huge major exchanges and things aren't using your guys' software. It's so incredible. It's so clean. And I don't know what you would call that. The bones of the dashboard, and just the way that it's very, very nice. So yeah, I don't know what else more I could say, but I've really appreciated the simplicity and the ease of the training program. Like, you guys have really put this thing in a way where the elementary individual, the entry level person, is able to get in and just to be able to make sense of it. And so, I have been leading my community, on my YouTube channel and different things, showing them the charts, which I've never been able to do before. And I owe that to iCoinPro. So thank you guys so much.
John, thank you. It's very, very much appreciated when we get guys coming out and sharing their story. But it's also awesome to hear people acknowledge the hard work that Justin and I have put in. And you know what? It's actually all hats off to Justin. The NPS was his brainchild, and he's the one that has spent many, many nights together with the developers, fine-tuning it and whatnot. So from all of us, Justin, thank you. It's very, very much appreciated. But I see we've got a whole bunch of new people up that have left a couple of comments. Let me just give them a shout out. M Bertrand 2000 from Sacramento, California. A very warm welcome to you. James Lamb, Legend Rich from KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa. Very good morning to you. It's probably going on 4 o'clock in the morning there, if I'm not mistaken. So they 2 hours before me, and it's gone 2:30 here now.
Wow.
Yep. Doug Stewart, live from Texas. Welcome. Missy Luki from Auckland, New Zealand. Welcome. Patricia Stallworth from Mississippi. Very warm welcome to you. Guys, thanks for being with us. So if you've just joined us, welcome. I noticed the numbers jumped up a bit. So yeah, we really appreciate you guys taking the time out to come and watch this presentation. Next person that we're actually going to hear from now is Cliff Lettner. Now Cliff, he does remodeling, kitchens, bathrooms, as a contractor, and wants something a little bit more. So, Cliff, can you come on out and just tell people a little bit about your journey and what got you into iCoinPro, and how's your trading journey been going?
Okay, thank you, Paul. My name is Cliff Lettner from Queen Creek, Arizona, and as Paul mentioned, I'm in the contracting business. I remodel kitchen and bath jobs, and as you can see, I'm not exactly very young, and so about 4 years ago, I've now been with iCoinPro for about that long. I was looking around. I knew I needed to find an option, a secondary income option, because the day would come eventually when I would no longer to continue in my current business. And so I just happened to stumble onto the iCoinPro website one day and was impressed by what I saw, and I was curious. And what they told me then, and essentially what we tell you today is, number one, we can teach you everything you need to know about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. And Paul has already demonstrated that tonight, just a little snippet. But the other thing that they tell us, or told me then, is that they could teach me how to trade cryptocurrency and have a lot of success in my trades, to win most of the trades that I entered. And I thought, well, I've got to see more about that. And so I looked around for a bit, and finally I just simply made the decision. The only way I'm actually going to know if that's true is to simply get an account and start the trainings and start trading and see how it works out. And so, like I said, that's been more than 4 years ago, and it has worked out beautifully for me. I've made thousands of dollars over the years, and I can plan to continue to do that well into the future. Couldn't say enough and can't say enough about this company. One thing that I want to tell you about it is I think there are a lot of people out there that look at this opportunity and they say to themselves, well, I really don't have any money to put into a trading account, so I'm probably just going to have to pass on this. When I started trading cryptocurrency 4 years ago, I already had a Coinbase account and I had a little bit of money in it. Back then, my trading strategy was log into my account and see if I was up or down and either be happy or sad and then log out. That's really all I knew about cryptocurrency and trading. And so when I started trading this system, I saw something else on the trainings, the compound returns concept. And I thought, well, that's what I'm going to do, because when I started out, I sold what crypto I had in Coinbase and I converted it to USD and I started trading with that. And as I recall, it was less than $1,000. I'm thinking it was around $700-800, something like that. And I know that there are other traders as well. Jason Lancaster, I think he started with just a few $100s. And I know there are many others who started with even less than $100 in their trading account. And I actually believe that that's, if you're on the fence and you're not going to start trading because of that, let me encourage you to do so. There's a certain benefit or certain benefits that come with trading with a smaller balance. Benefit number one is there's very little risk. But the upside is massive. If you start to compound your trades each month and keep that money in your account over time, you'll start to build a bit of an account that will allow you to actually make good money trading cryptocurrency. But there's something else that happens as well. Not only does your account balance increase, but so does your knowledge, so does your skill set, so does your confidence in the system. So that when the day comes that you're able to trade with a bigger balance, you're fully prepared to do so, because you will have already completed hundreds of trades. You've got those all in your back pocket and you know what you're doing. And when I see trades now today, I don't hesitate. I have complete confidence in the system. I know if I follow the system, there's a very good chance that I'll have a winning trade. And so, don't let a small balance initially stop you from doing this. One other thing I want to talk about as well is, and it's already been mentioned, I think, by each of the speakers already, and that is the additional software and additional tools that we're being given all the time. The trading portal and the Trade Finder software that's now in the trading portal are awesome. We didn't have that, obviously, when I first started. And so the best thing, in my opinion, about the trading portal is you can now have, now the Trade Finder software is looking 24/7 for trades for you on the internet, on all of the major exchanges. And when it sees something, it will send that now to your smartphone. So I get push notifications every single day. When a coin is blowing up, I get notified. When a coin is dipping, I get notified. When a coin is dumping, I get notified. When there's a great spread on a trade, it notifies me. And I can't tell you how valuable that is to me. What that means essentially is you don't have to find trades. The trades are going to find you wherever you are. If you're walking around in Home Depot, or if you're eating lunch somewhere, even if you're in church, right? Well, actually, Justin, you should probably turn it off in church, right? Yeah. I'm not going to judge. Do what you want. But anyway, the point is, if you have your phone in your pocket or you carry your phone with you, those trades find you, and it's awesome. It's kind of like you're walking down the street and somebody taps you on the shoulder and says, "Hey, look, there's $50 on the sidewalk. You should bend over and pick it up." And you say, "Well, okay, thank you. I think I will. Let me know when you see another one." And so it's such a great tool, and really grateful that Paul and Justin and the team there have given us these tools over time. I no longer, I started out by talking to you about how I was looking for something. Well, obviously I'm looking no more. I found a way to retire. I found a way to make that extra income when that day comes, and I'm making it right now as well. So I can't say thank you enough to iCoinPro. These guys are straight arrows. What they do and what they say, you can take it to the bank, and we do that. And there are people out there like me who are in the trades, and everybody's heard of trade schools, right? Well, there's no better trade school than right here at iCoinPro. So thank you very much. Back to you, Paul.
No, thank you. I mean, like I said to John earlier on, for you guys to come out here and let everybody know, your journey, that you're a testament to the fact that the system works. You took the time, you studied it, and you are living, walking, talking truth, then what we have here is an opportunity that will teach people this skill. And it's a skill that you can take anywhere in the world with you. Now, recently, I'm not sure if people out there know, but Justin's entire family went through something horrific. I mean, the tornadoes that came with Hurricane Milton tore through his neighborhood. If he had a normal job, there's no way that he would have been able to continue. This opportunity has given him the ability to be able to make money on the go. He makes most of his money in Target, just by the way, while he's waiting in line to pay for his groceries. Oh, how much do I need? Make a quick $200 here. Now that's a skill anybody should aspire to. I mean, the ability to make money on demand, and you can learn how to do that with our system. It will take you 7 days, just an hour a day.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, Paul Gibbons said 7 years boiled down into 7 days. I love that.
Yep, 7 years. That's been compacted into 7 days, and we've streamlined it. You can do this in 7 days. You can have the grounding that is going to completely and utterly change your life. Now, I sort of point something out. We teach you, like my DeFi guru says here, we teach you something called paper trading. And paper trading is, I just want to elaborate on this. It's not trading using fake money as in counterfeit money. I think that's a big no-no, but it's basically trading on paper. Okay, so when you get involved with us at first, we're going to urge that you learn how to do this paper trading so that no money of yours is at risk. The best part about it is that iCoinPro has a 7-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't like what you see, hey, you haven't lost anything. What have you got to lose? Nothing. Now, guys, I would urge you to get back with the person that shared this presentation with you, that invited you here, that told you about us. Get back with them. Ask them firstly, how you can get access to the free trading bootcamp that's going to give you the grounding, and then how you can get going with iCoinPro. It is really, really simple. And listen, last big thank you to our guests, John and Cliff, for coming out and giving us some of their time. It's super, super appreciated, guys. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand over to Justin. He's got a couple of things to say, and then he's going to wrap up for us. Justin?
Yeah, and I may or may not be trading right now, but I will tell you this. For those who have the system, AGLD USD just came as a really nice looking signal. So anyway, just keeping a good eye on that. I'm watching that one right now. So with that said, I mean, thank you so much, Cliff. Thank you, John, for being here. Thank you, Paul, for that awesome presentation on Bitcoin and where we're at and why we're here where we are. And again, for everybody who's interested, I think we've made it pretty clear. Get through that free boot camp. Get through the 7-day course, part-time course. I want to make sure that's clear. So a couple hours each day, just bang through some of the modules, and you can actually learn and master the system. But one thing that Cliff said, and it's funny, I was talking with my son earlier today about starting with a little bit of money and then building that money up. You go on a journey, and it's like, if you start out with a 6-figure balance trading, you're going to freak out. Okay. I'm just telling you, you're not going to be able to handle it. I don't care how Loctite the strategy is like ours. You've got to go on a journey and build till you're just so comfortable where you'll have 20 grand, 30 grand in a position, and you're not even sweating. You're just like, okay, cool. Yeah, we've done this one before many, many times. So part of that process is taking a smaller amount and building it up through the system and seeing how that all works. Okay. Absolutely. Super, super important. Very well said, Cliff. Very well said. So I mean, listen, if you are interested in learning about this and getting started with us, this is the perfect night because we give you an added incentive. It's cut off. So that means if you join tonight, you're going to get into our matrix structure at the highest possible position that you can get into it. Okay. So we're filling that matrix tomorrow. If you want a great spot and potentially get people who come underneath you in that matrix, this is the night to do it. And what's so cool about that is even if you don't enroll somebody, say you get somebody who's here tonight, and they decide to sign up, and you sign up, and they happen to fall under you, and then they go out and light the world on fire and sign up tons and tons of people, you can actually be earning off of all those people through our Matrix program affiliate offer. So anyway, it's just, man, we got so many things that are going on here, and guess what? We're going to keep being here because this just flat out works. So with that said, I'm going to leave you with this thought. As Wayne Gretzky once said, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So listen, don't lose out before you even begin by just not taking action. That's one of the worst things that you can possibly do. This is so freaking low risk. I mean, it's $100 to start, $40, $50 a month. You want to go into some other trading stuff, they're going to bang you for $1,000, to sign up, maybe 10 grand I've seen for terrible freaking strategies that are going to lose your money. Okay. I'm telling you, I have seen it. It is so bad, some of the stuff that's been out there. So we're talking about $100. You're going to go spend that on a nice dinner someplace, $50 a month, which is really eating at Chipotle anymore now. Right. So that's the risk that you have. I mean, it is just so minimal. And I can guarantee, take your shot. Like Wayne Gretzky says, I mean, get started tonight. It will be one decision that you will absolutely never regret. So I wanted to welcome all of you to the iCoinPro family. Thanks again, John, Cliff, Paul. I appreciate everything that you guys shared. And Paul, of course, I appreciate everything that you do. And again, welcome to the iCoinPro family, everybody who's making the decision to get started tonight. Good night, everybody.